Hello and welcome back to The Give and Go. I'm your co-host Reynoso here with my boy
Soltero. What's up, guys?
This is going to be a predictions video. We're going to just cement our final predictions on these teams at the World Cup. If you want to get a deep analysis of every single team at this tournament, well, you're at the right place, man. You're at the right place. We've made a deep dive on every single team. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, even 2 hours. Go check them out on our channel if you'd like. But for now, let's run through the tournament, man. Let's see what we think is going to happen. So for Group A on my side, I have Netherlands coming out in first. And then I have Ecuador getting second place. Ecuador is such a strong young team. I think they'll be able to overcome a slightly weaker Senegalese side that is missing Sadio Mane. With that being said, Senegal gets third, and then Qatar gets fourth place. Soltero, your picks on Group A.
Yeah, I have Netherlands finishing first as well. I think they're just a very elite European side. They play very fluid football. Second place, I have Senegal. Despite the absence of Sadio Mane, I do value this team's collectivity and their defense more than I value Ecuador's offense. And so for that reason, I have Senegal in second. Third place, I actually have the hosts, Qatar, finishing in third. Just they're going to have a little bit of magic. And unfortunately, not disrespectfully, I do have Ecuador in fourth place.
Perfect. No, that makes sense. All right, fair enough. Group B, I've gone with England in first place because England just has way too much talent. They're way too deep, so much Premier League quality on this side that despite what the media says, despite what everyone else says, they have to get first. I'm putting that pressure on them. I'm putting that expectation on them. They have to do it. And in second place, I'm gonna have to go with America, man. I'm gonna have to go USA here. They always provide to be a really entertaining team at this tournament. And so I'm gonna go with USA. And then following that, I have Wales, led by Gareth Bale getting third place. And unfortunately, Iran just will not have a successful tournament, despite their overall quality and how much they've improved in the past years. I think they just got a really tough group, man. A really tough group. So I have England and the USA getting out of this one.
Yeah, Group B I think is low-key underrated as far as how tricky it'll end up being. Despite all of that, I do have England as well finishing top of this group. You said it, the Premier League top-tier quality that this team has in every single position is going to be too much for their opponents. Second place, I do have the United States of America, USA, baby, getting out of this group alongside the Brits. This team's too feisty. They always have good World Cup performances, and even them, in every single position, they actually have players playing in Europe. And in third place, I actually have Iran. I just think they've improved overall. I think they're going to be a tough team to beat. And for Wales, their recent form, man, it really just doesn't do it for me. And so even with Bale, I think he's just, at this point, a little too old, so I have Wales finishing fourth.
Group C, I have the mighty Argentina getting first place. They're going to continue that undefeated run that they've got going already. It's going to be very impressive and easy pickings for this Argentina side. Number two, I have to go with Mexico. You can call it blind bias. You can call it whatever you like. I'm going to commit to my beautiful Mexican side getting out of this tournament. A history of getting out to the round of 16, notoriously known for that. And they still have enough quality to be able to do that. They still do. It's just a matter of getting that quality out of them. Will Tata be able to do that? We'll soon find that out. Poland gets third place. Unfortunately, they just won't be able to tap into the potential that they truly have on that team. And lastly, Saudi Arabia gets fourth place. A much better showing than 2018, and honestly might be something respectable. They might be able to spoil a few of these teams' dreams in this tournament, but I just don't see them being able to get out of the group or get third place either.
I have Argentina topping this group in what I see as the weakest other three opponents for any other team in this tournament. I think this is going to be a walk in the park for Argentina as far as the group stage is concerned. Second place, I actually have Poland getting out of this group. If you've seen the Mexico deep dive, I go very in depth as to why I think Mexico will not get out of this group. Overall, I think Poland, they just have too many superstars maybe. And specifically Robert Lewandowski and right now Piotr Zielinski, who's going off with Napoli right now. I think that alone will get Poland just out of this group alongside Argentina. And third place, I do have Mexico, unfortunately. I think Mexico, this is just going to be probably their worst performance at a World Cup. I think this has been a long time coming, to be completely honest. And I don't think their recent performances has given me any sort of confidence to think that they can beat Poland or Argentina. And I have Saudi Arabia finishing last. I actually do rate the Saudi Arabia Arabian side, honestly, I just think it'll be tough to beat Argentina and Poland. And even Mexico, they have the experience of being at way more World Cups than Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And I think that'll ultimately do Saudi Arabia in as finishing
Yeah,
fourth.
yeah. Group D, this is basically a repeat of what was this group in 2018 with France, Australia, and Denmark being repeats here with a new addition in Tunisia. People are asking the question, will France fall to the curse of champions?
Yeah.
And it ends this year, man. It ends this year. France is way too strong, way too powerful, and you could honestly say experienced because a lot of the players that won in 2018 are still here and they're only better, man.
Yeah.
So France gets first place for me. That's right, first place. I know people are thinking about maybe putting Denmark in that position, but I think that on a stage as big as the World Cup, I don't see Denmark getting a victory over France. I don't see Denmark overcoming that French talent, but I do see them getting second place because the other two teams I just think are overall too weak. Australia, this is one of the weakest Australian sides we've seen at the World Cup. And Tunisia is a very calculated, very cold team, but I think they just lack overall quality at the end of the day to pair up against two strong European sides. So Tunisia gets third, Australia gets fourth.
Basically, you're just going to echo your sentiments. I actually do have France topping this group. I know Denmark low-key has France's number recently, especially in the Nations League. But honestly, I think this is going to be very, very tight. I have this coming down to like a point or maybe even goal difference as to who gets the top spot in this group. I see France scoring more goals against Australia and Tunisia than I see Denmark scoring against Australia and Tunisia. And low-key, Denmark and France might just tie each other. But goal difference will get France that top spot. I definitely do see that happening. Because like you said, I think in the World Cup, France they won't let Denmark just do them in like that. They'll try everything they can to at least draw. So for those reasons, I have France topping. And so for me, I have clearly Denmark in second place and what is going to be a very tight race for that first spot. This Danish team, we've already said it, dark horses. A lot of other people are labeling them as such. But this might be the most complete team, maybe not the most talented, but the most complete team at this World Cup. Yeah. And I think Denmark can go very far in this tournament. And to round out this group, Tunisia will finish third, in my opinion, and Australia last. Just a very poor Australian team, in my opinion. Tunisia are good, but man, are Denmark and France so much better.
Okay. Damn, nice to have one group where we completely agree.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's the first one. Moving on to Group E, we have Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, and Japan. For me, the debate here is between Spain and Germany. I know the people and potentially yourself are throwing in Japan into that mix, but I think these two European sides are too strong that they will not falter against this really feisty Asian team. So for that reason, I actually have Germany getting first in this group. I think Germany, although people are calling them a little too young, a little too inexperienced, the prowess of Hansi Flick as a game-winning manager is undeniable, and they still have a lot of good talent, man. A lot of good talent. Germany gets first, Spain gets second, Japan gets third, Costa Rica gets fourth.
Yeah, so for Group E, I actually have Spain topping this group. For me, I just think Luis Enrique has done an excellent job building this team these past 4 years. They had a decent showing in 2018, and I thought they had a really good Euros. For me, they only been getting better, adding a lot of Barcelona products, but also just other La Liga talent that have been doing really well these past couple of years. I think Luis Enrique is the coach to take this Spanish team really far. I really do. So I rate this team pretty highly. I have them topping this group. And alongside them, brother, I have Japan. I have Japan getting out of this group. This team is incredibly technical, but I think for the first time, I think we're going to see a very competitive Japan team, not from a superstar perspective, but from a holistic team perspective. There's ballers on this team in a lot of different positions, and I think they're going to surprise in this group. I really do think so. I have Germany finishing in third, a tight third. It's going to be a tight race for second, 100%. But
you see those 4 stars, bro? You sure?
I just do think that Germany's too early in their development. And that's the thing. Not to say that they do not have talent. Musiala is a baller, a straight baller at such a young age. I just think Japan's going to surprise this group. Costa Rica, probably one of the weakest teams at this World Cup. Finishing fourth.
Japan's got to be your most bold take so far, no?
Yeah,
of these picks.
And that's another thing is I'm going to put Japan as probably one of my surprises. Yeah. This is definitely a surprise take here.
Yeah. Group F, what many are considering the group of death, or at least one of the most talented groups at this World Cup with Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. Man, I could genuinely see every single possible sort of combination existing in this group. Morocco could top it with Canada in second or some shit.
Oh my God.
And that would make sense to me, man.
Yeah.
But for my combination, for what I'm seeing, the winning lottery ticket here is Belgium getting first. I think Belgium will at least have some sort of resurgence after all the failure they've gone through these past few years, having that golden generation attached to them. They haven't been able to succeed, man. So I think they're going to have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder to just prove people wrong, to be able to amount to something. Following them will be Canada, brother. Canada is going to get second place. It'll be an exciting thing to see. It'll be a beautiful story in this tournament. Probably the most heartfelt story. Canada getting second place after essentially being non-existent in this whole sport, man. They're going to 2022 Qatar and they're going to shine, man. They're going to play some fast-paced football, some great counter-attacking football. People won't know how to play against them. Yeah. And it's going to make for a fascinating thing to see. Following them, it will be Croatia, man. Croatia. I feel bad putting Croatia here. I really do, because I think they have the quality and talent to even be in first in this group. But Belgium, for me, is too strong, and Canada has too much momentum behind them right now. Yeah. And so Croatia gets third, and finally Morocco gets fourth. I think at the end of the day, they are the weakest team in this group, in my opinion, because they do seem to be a little shady at times. Yeah. On and off. Their highs are really high, but their lows are really low.
Really low.
So I have a lot of trouble trusting them right off the bat. So Belgium first, Canada second.
Love Group F. Absolutely love this group. I'm going to be watching every single game so intently, man. I have Croatia topping this group, though, brother. I have Croatia. Right. I really do rate this team. Obviously going to be led by the one and only Luka Modric. But I think these new youthful players that Coach Dalic has included into this team, I think has actually revamped the squad. I think they play really good football, and I do see them as the best team in this group. Joining them, Canada. I'm with you there. I have Canada finishing second in this group. I think that you're going to CONCACAF the rest of this group. I really do think so. And in the same way that fans have blind, passionate belief in Mexico, I'm putting blind, passionate belief in Canada. Okay. And I do think that they actually can surprise even the big boys in this group. Third place, I have Belgium. I don't see Belgium as a top team anymore. I really don't. In my analysis, I just see them as kind of a decaying team. I know they have world-class players, Kevin De Bruyne obviously being one of them, but I think this team is truly on the decline, and I think it'll show at this World Cup. And I have the same sentiment as you with Morocco. This team's just way too inconsistent, and they'll finish fourth.
Group G, man. Group G with Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon. One of the best South American teams in Brazil, a really feisty and offensive Serbian side, and an overall really talented Swiss side, and a very attack-minded Cameroonian side. This team is going to be fun. Every single matchup here, even the Brazil-Cameroon matchup, will be fascinating.
It really will.
Really good TV. This is a high-selling group right here. And so I have, in first place, I have Brazil. I have to go with Brazil. I think this team is one of the best teams at the tournament, if not possibly even the favorite, with Neymar, Vinicius Jr., Gabriel Jesus probably off the bench, Rafinha, Anthony, Paqueta. The names can keep going on and on, brother. This team is world-class. It's been 20 years since Brazil has been able to win the tournament. Damn. They're going to come back with a vengeance. They're going to come to this tournament with the mindset, man, with an idea of we're going for that World Cup trophy. And in order to do that, we have to get first in this group. They will not be playing any games whatsoever. They'll take care of business, and they'll be getting first place. Yeah. Second place could be the most interesting discussion at this tournament.
Bro.
Serbia or Switzerland, in my opinion. Unfortunately, I don't see Cameroon being in this conversation because I think they lack a lot defensively. I think they'll get exposed when it comes time. But for these other two teams, bro, Serbia and Switzerland, man, I don't know. In the deep dives, I couldn't even come to terms with either one. And I'm the same way here now. And so I actually will use my deep dive privilege here.
Okay.
Because we did these long deep dives, I was able to look through the comments section, get more insight into these teams to really help me gauge where does each team stand going into the tournament. Yeah. Prior to that happening, I had Switzerland going through. But after the deep dives, bro, I'm going Serbia. Okay. Serbia gets second place in this group. Switzerland gets third. Cameroon gets fourth.
Yeah, for me, Group G might be my favorite group. Just from an unbiased perspective, man, I love the teams in this group. I really do. Every single game could be a headliner. Every single game is going to be an absolute banger. And I have Brazil topping this group. I really do. You already said the list of absolute world-class players that will feature for this Brazilian side. And for me, it is enough to top this already competitive group. And I'll be honest here, man. if Brazil don't finish top, if they even finish second, I think that's actually cause for concern. Brazil have way too much talent to not top this group. What's crazy, though, is that there's a lot of comments saying that what if Serbia beat them in that first game, which could happen. There is a possibility. If that happens, Brazil could collapse. And I love because so many people are just projecting that a Brazilian collapse in the group stage. And what's crazy is that I actually could see that happening. And I'm actually going to use a similar analysis in the sense that I'm going to go solely based off of schedule. I think schedule plays a big part in who gets out of any group. I think the fact that Switzerland play Cameroon first is going to be enough for Switzerland to get off to a good start and to take them to second place in this group. I have Switzerland joining Brazil to advance to the knockout stage, but my goodness, bro. My goodness, Serbia and Cameroon are going to do everything that they can to steal those first and second place spots. I have Serbia finishing in third and Cameroon in fourth, but like I said, as you said, this could be jumbled up in any way, and I'd believe it.
Group H, I love because we have two really strong teams that kind of emulate each other within their confederations. Portugal and Uruguay are looking at each other like, damn, you're kind of the same version of me in my own own continent. And I love it. Portugal has incredible stars up front, in the middle, in the back line as well. And same goes for Uruguay, man. Great talent in every single position. You throw in a Ghanaian side that has history with Uruguay, and a South Korean side that has hunger, bro, is completely prepared to play the role of surprise in this tournament and honestly could with the talent that they have. So Group H is also a really entertaining group. In first place, I have Portugal getting first. I think Portugal actually figures something out at this tournament. I think they'll finally get it right because so oftentimes we see them just kind of underwhelmed, man. I think this time around we're going to see a Portuguese side that, despite all the media around Ronaldo, which, Jesus Christ, we could do an hour-long podcast on that. Despite all of that, man, I think they're going to figure it out and they're going to be playing really beautiful football, followed by Uruguay, who will be playing game-winning type of football. It might not be the prettiest. It might not be the most electric, but they're winners, man. That's a nation of winners. They've been fighting their whole lives, and they'll be able to do it at this World Cup yet again. In third place, I have Korea, South Korea getting third. And it sucks because they were drawn against two really tough teams in this group. And finally, Ghana, I think, is one of the weakest teams at this tournament. I've expressed that in the deep dives. Go check it out if you like. I don't see much positivity with this Ghanaian side. I am sorry.
Yeah, I loved how you did that parallel between Portugal and Uruguay because when you really think about these teams, man, they both have incredible league youth systems and they bring up incredible talent that then go on to dominate the rest of Europe. It's a great parallel, and I'm really glad they're both in this group. And I have them both getting out of this group in the same order. Portugal in first, Uruguay in second. I think Portugal have truly world-class players, and the amount of world-class players that Portugal have throughout the pitch, the most talented Portuguese side we've ever seen at a World Cup. Therefore, I have them finishing first. And Uruguay is in really good form right now. They still obviously have incredible talent. Fede Valverde being one of those, Bentancur. And even in Age Suarez, I think can do a lot. Darwin Núñez has a lot to prove. They're going to be very good at this World Cup. I have them finishing second. And yeah, I have Korea in third. I just don't think they have enough, unfortunately, but I do hope Son puts in a really good performance for his beautiful Korea. And yeah, I do see Ghana as one of the weakest sides here. Yeah. So I have Ghana finishing fourth.
Okay. Hey, we agree on another one.
Yeah, there we go.
So we agree on two groups. Okay. Two groups. I'll take that.
I'll take that.
All right, so we'll take turns here in the round of 16. For my match 49 matchup, I have Netherlands against the USA. I believe you have the same matchup as well. Yeah. And this one, dude, if this matchup happens, I think it'll be incredible because the Netherlands are very strong, very, very strong, but this is a team that can be exposed. And the USA does have that X-factor approach that could get them a victory here. Ultimately, though, I don't see the USA being able to get a result this big, man. It would be so huge, though, for the American Federation to get a victory against Netherlands, man, that has these star-studded players. Netherlands gets the victory and they go to the quarterfinals. USA falls out in the round of 16.
Yeah, my match 49 is the exact same, Netherlands, USA. I think the biggest point of contention that the US have in their favor is going to be that counterattack, man. You have Pulisic on the wing, Brandon Aronson on the wing, Adams and Musa driving that counter. It actually might expose the Netherlands. It'll be a tough game for sure, but I just think the quality and the form of the Netherlands is going to pull them through. I have the Dutch topping the US.
Yeah. The US will have a puncher's chance, though. I think because of that,
absolutely,
they'll have a
man.
puncher's chance.
It might be like that Belgium game in 2014 where it goes to extra time or
Actually,
something.
yeah, that's a good point. For match 50, we also had the same matchup, Argentina against Denmark, and this is going to be an absolute banger because I do think this one will happen. It's more likely to happen. Yeah, this is where we split paths. This is a big one where we split paths because I have Argentina getting out of this game. I believe that with this victory, they would break the unbeaten streak record, perhaps.
Oh, really?
They'll be high on themselves by
my
this point,
God.
man. If they get a win against a strong Denmark side, this is what they'll need to jumpstart them towards actually believing that now they can actually win the World Cup trophy. A win in the round of 16 against a Denmark team, man, that'd be incredible for them. And I just think that the momentum they have right now is already enough for me to select them to go that far. This is a team with Leo Messi. He's got a new mindset this time around, and I think he's got a great team around him as well. Argentina wins, Denmark falls out in the round of 16.
Same matchup for match 50, man. Argentina, Denmark. This is going to be insane. Dude, when you look at all these round of 16 matches, this might be the best round of 16 in World Cup history.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean in general?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about this specific matchup. I was what the hell?
Dude, the round of 16 games are incredible.
Yeah, the possibility to get really good matchups.
Yes, yeah.
You're right, yeah.
Every single game is a headliner, and Argentina, Denmark is going to be one of them, bro. I have Denmark winning. It's crazy. It is crazy because this Argentine side is on a path of destiny right now. It does seem. It really does. But the quality of Denmark's team, I think, is actually going to do them in. I don't think Argentina have faced a team like Denmark in over 3 years, and I think Denmark's going to surprise them.
Match 51. This is another banger. England against Ecuador is what I got. And if you guys didn't know, Ecuador, last time they made it to the round of 16, they lost out to England in 2006. This is 2022 now. 16 years have passed. These are the children of the 2006 squad that went out, and they have an opportunity to take it to the English and completely catch them off guard.
That'd be crazy.
Completely. Do I think they will? I do not. I have England getting this victory, going to the quarterfinals, starting to chant, it's coming home. It's coming home after a victory over Ecuador. This has to be a game which they win. That's the pressure I'm putting on them. They have to get this victory. Ecuador does have a puncher's chance here, but I just think overall, and nearly every position, England is better and more prepared. And so England gets the victory there.
Match 51, England-Senegal. I think this is going to be a really, really tight game. But especially if Sadio Mane's maybe not even playing, or if he is, he just plays in that third match group. I think he's not going to be fully match fit. And I think against a top quality side like England, that's where they're going to need Sadio Mane. Yeah. And if he's just not at full health or he's not playing, I think England will take this. I do think it'll be tight regardless. But as you said, England have so much quality throughout their team. I think England will go through.
Match 52, France versus Mexico. This would be a great game just to see Mexico face off against a French team. We haven't done that since 2010 when we beat France, by the way.
Dope.
It'd be dope to see that combination of colors.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be close for Mexico, unfortunately. For me, Mexico's biggest hope is that they get out of the group. And once they do that, I mean, we'll be happy enough with that, I think, especially with just the controversy and the debates around Tata Martino and how he's managed this team. Mexico goes out in the round of 16. No quinto partido for us. And France goes through.
Yeah, France against Poland. I think this one's really clear. I really do. France is going to top the Polish side. Maybe it's close, 2-3 goal margin. Honestly, this French squad's just so talented, and Poland will get stretched.
But it really just shows that whoever gets first in France's group will get a fairly easy draw, man.
Yes,
like that's big. If Denmark can get first place, and we talked about it. The path of those teams and that group will be defined by who gets first or second, because
absolutely
you have an easier path for sure if you get first there.
And what's crazy is that this puts Argentina in a really tricky spot, man, because they're going to finish first, and no matter what, they're going to face either Denmark or France. And that's insanely difficult for a round of 16 match.
Yeah, right off the bat.
Yeah, it's unlucky if you're Argentine.
For the 53rd match at the World Cup, I have a crazy matchup here. Germany against Canada, man.
No.
Who would have fathomed that? Not once have I ever thought of what that matchup would look like on the field, man. It'd be incredible to see, bro. That would be legitimately incredible to see.
That would be.
Germany gets the victory here. Canada falls short. They get really close in this game. Perhaps they even get a goal on Germany. But, bro, look at those stars. Look at the history of this German team. This would be the game, though, that if Canada wins it, immediately it's a Cinderella run. Immediately it's Costa Rica type shit.
Yeah.
It would be the story of the World Cup. But I don't see it happening. I think Germany gets this victory here.
I too have Canada in my match 53, but playing against Spain, I think this is going to be an absolute banger. Two high-flying teams that play very offensive football. I have Canada winning it.
Yeah.
I actually do.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Over Spain.
I have Canada winning it over Spain. I think the Spanish team still lacks just a little bit to take them to like a semifinal run, for example. I'm not saying Canada is that much better. I think this is going to be a game where Canada wins either in extra time or on penalties.
Damn, dude. Canada in the quarterfinals.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What a matchup Brazil versus Uruguay would be, man. We've talked about this before. This would be a credible South American duel in the round of 16. Please give me this matchup. And what's amazing is we probably will get it, man.
There's a good chance.
There's a good chance. If Uruguay gets second, it's done, bro. It's done. Yeah. I have Brazil getting this victory. I think this is a question of quality here.
Yeah.
A question of quality. They're both going to be very hungry teams. It's that South American hunger, man. I don't doubt it. But the quality will outshine the other. And I think Brazil is just too stacked and too deep to lose out to Uruguay in the round of 16.
Completely agree with every single word that you just said. Match 54 is I have the same matchup. Brazil is going to take this Uruguayan side, and there's just too much quality. Yeah. I don't have to repeat anything. Brazil has too much quality for a team like Uruguay, who do have a lot of quality, but not like Brazil's.
Yeah. Match 55, Belgium versus Spain. This will be a fun one for me, I think, personally. When I watch this one and sit my ass down, Belgium versus Spain, that's going to be two high-flying European sides playing against each other. Fuck, I'm actually thinking about this one now. I have Belgium winning this matchup. I'm actually very critical of Luis Enrique's call-ups for Spain, not taking up Sergio Ramos, not taking up Thiago as in the midfield, and really going with an interesting selection of players now that I don't think have the experience needed to win a matchup like this one. Belgium, on the other hand, may be on a decline, maybe decaying, as you say, but you could argue there's experience there because these players have been playing together for a long time now. Lukaku might not be in the best form, might be even a little injured, but it's still Lukaku, and he's going to be fed by Kevin De Bruyne right behind him. I think there will be a moment here where Belgium just steps up and wins a big match against a Spanish side that believes they can win in this game. Belgium goes to the quarterfinals. Spain falls out in the round of 16.
I have two completely different teams in this one. Croatia against Japan. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a very fun one. Japan always find themselves just with really interesting opponents, bro. And I actually do think this is kind of tough just because Croatia have a lot of new players, and whether that'll play into the factor of them maybe going far in this tournament, I'm not 100% sure. For me, this is the most confident I think I've seen Japan going into a World Cup, and I do think that means a lot, but man, it is hard to go against players like Luka Modric, players like Ivan Perisic, man. It is really tough. And so for that reason, you're playing Brozovic, Kovacic. I have Croatia beating Japan.
Yeah, I would go Croatia if I had that match.
Yeah.
In the last round of 16 match, I have Portugal versus Serbia. This really would be such a knockout of a knockout round, man.
Dude, round of 16 is insane.
Awesome matchups here.
Yeah.
Portugal, Serbia, man. Fuck, dude. Shit. I'm telling you, man, the insight I got from the Serbian intel, man, was incredible, man. Incredible. I'm actually looking at this matchup thinking Serbia might be high on themselves by this point, especially if they make it out of the group. They're going to be like, well, if we made it out, we might as well just go full throttle. Let's win the goddamn tournament at this point. But Portugal, you know what? I have to pick one like Cinderella type of team in this tournament. One real true surprise. Because if I go Portugal, by that point, I'm pretty much picking a lot of favorites. I'm going Serbia here.
Let's fucking go.
I'm going Serbia here. I really do think they have the prowess to be able to surprise every single team they face off at the tournament. The quality they have is ridiculous, truly. Go look at the lineup. It's ridiculous. They're going to beat this Portuguese side that's got a lot of heat under them right now with Ronaldo in the press and also with a lot of questions offensively now that they don't have Diego Jota joining them at the tournament either. I'm going Serbia, man. It's going to be an incredible thing to see, and I cannot wait. Serbia in the quarterfinals.
I hope Serbia would somehow make it. I really do. Yeah. That'd be so fun to see. I have Portugal against Switzerland in my last round of 16 matchup. The Swiss are so hard to beat. That's why I have them getting out of the group. But I do think this is the best Portuguese side we've ever seen. And I know a lot of people criticize Fernando Santos, which is kind of funny because this is the most successful period in Portuguese history internationally. And it's all started with Santos in 2016. So it's kind of funny that he gets so criticized, yet they've actually done pretty well these last 6 years. And the reason? Maybe it's not Santos, but it's because they have so much quality.
Yeah, they do.
And that quality will get them past the Swiss and into the quarterfinals.
That'd be great to see. That really would be great to see. All right, man. This is fun, man. I'm having fun. You having fun? Yeah, you guys having fun?
I'm having fun
here.
I'm having fun.
Quarterfinals, because I'm just envisioning all these matchups, and I'm getting lost in just the idea of the crowd, the atmosphere, the players on the pitch.
I'm not going to want any of these games to end.
Yeah,
None
type
of
of
them.
shit. Even by
Yeah.
the time we're at the quarterfinals, I'm gonna be depressed, man. So I'm gonna be like, bro,
God.
well, we got like 10 games left
Yeah,
in this
that's it.
tournament. Fuck, man.
That's going to be so depressing.
Netherlands versus Argentina. Please give me that matchup. Please. Oh my God, man.
Shoot, a rematch.
A
of
rematch.
2014.
A rematch. And we know that there's a little history here with Netherlands and Argentina in the past. I'm going to go with Argentina winning this matchup because I do think something is written in the stars for them. I don't know if it is a World Cup championship, but it might be a semifinal run. Or it might be a finals appearance, but Leo Messi is not going out in the quarterfinals. He's not. And especially with this team that's backing him now. These Argentinian minions back him and believe in him like no other Argentina team of the past.
Yeah.
Argentina wins this matchup, they take over Netherlands, and they go to the semifinal, baby.
I have Netherlands also in the quarterfinals, but playing against Denmark in what I think will be a really interesting game. But for me, this will actually just be completely dependent on the previous result in the round of 16. If Denmark do get here, which I'm predicting, then they have the talent to beat the Netherlands. Because to beat a team like Argentina means you're a top 4 team. And so for that reason, I would have Denmark actually beating the Dutch. I will say, though, if Argentina do place either Denmark or France, a little bit of Messi magic, as you were saying, I actually could see Argentina going to a semifinals. I know I have them losing in the round of 16, but this might be the best form Messi's in. He knows this is his last hurrah. That would be special to see.
Yeah.
That would be incredible to see.
That would. Match 58. Germany versus Brazil. Good Lord, man. What is that? 9 World Cup trophies combined between these two?
Shit.
This is the most illustrious matchup you can have in the tournament. And it's happening in the quarterfinals of my parallel universe. Brazil wins this matchup. I think Germany is a little too young. I think 2026 will be their tournament to actually genuinely look at and be like, we're going to win that one. Brazil's looking at 2022 as their time to finally have that championship come to fruition.
Yeah.
And so I think Brazil is just too ahead in their timeline. Germany puts up a good fight, but Brazil's getting this fucking win, man.
You know what's really interesting is that when you look at both of our brackets, no matter who we've chosen, Brazil have the clearly easier path.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
But what's funny, bar the group stage though.
Yeah,
Argentina
yeah.
have the
Yeah.
easiest group, but the teams that they play in the quarters and round of 16, very difficult. If Brazil get past their group and top it, they have 2 pretty manageable round of 16 and quarterfinal games. Brazil will face Canada, and this is where the Canadian dream will definitely end. Brazil's way too good.
No mercy.
And it'll be no mercy. Brazil will start tasting that World Cup at this point, and that'll get them to the semifinal.
Hey, but good for Canada.
Oh, but good for Canada, man. I'm going to be happy.
And look what I got, man. I got England versus France, man. It doesn't
Hello.
stop, man.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't stop, but it ends for the English. The English cannot overcome a French team that is defending their title. By this point, they will have beaten the World Cup curse of champions, so they'll be feeling like we can win another championship. Let's go back to back. It'll be a real conversation for this French team, and the English will ultimately get criticized and hounded on. And it might not be for the right reasons, but it's what's going to happen, man. Quarterfinal exit for England. France goes to the semifinals.
England, France for me as well.
Nice.
Hello. Let's go. Yeah, I have France going through, man.
Okay.
I do. This team's just too good. And what's crazy is that they are the reigning champions going all the way to the semifinals. They actually might get very, very close to have a direct opportunity to defend their title, which is honestly mouth-watering narrative.
Man, it's magical.
Mouth-watering. And I think France can do it. I really do think they can go this far in this tournament.
What an interesting matchup. Belgium versus Serbia. Fuck, dude.
Interesting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really interesting. Does Belgium finally overcome those elimination demons and make it to semifinal back-to-back World Cups with a chance of going to a final? Or does Serbia continue their story of just being the Cinderella type of team, surprising everyone and just taking it to these big teams? Man, this is tough because Belgium has a big game player in Kevin De Bruyne.
They do.
Big
No,
game
yeah,
player.
big game.
Big game player. But the Serbian godfather, The Serbian godfather, Dusan Tadic, has that Serbian sauce attached to him. And so does the rest of his team. It's going to be incredible to see.
Dude,
it's going to be an amazing matchup. I think Serbia will do to Belgium what Belgium did to Brazil in 2018.
Ooh.
Quarterfinal exit, 2-0 win.
Ooh.
Serbia gets through to the semifinal to face off against the same team Belgium faced off against,
Holy
France.
shit. Serbia's your Denmark then.
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah.
I like that though.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Croatia, Portugal rounds
That's a good
out my
one. That's a good
quarterfinal
one.
matchup. That's going to be a really fun game. But I think here, the Croatian experiment will end.
Oh, okay.
I think a lot of their players that they have included will get them far in this tournament, but not far enough. I think this is where they'll start maybe running out of ideas. Maybe that chemistry will finally show that it's just a little too early for some of these players. Whereas when you look at Portugal, man, so many of their players are in their prime. And I know there's the Ronaldo debacle, but I do think he can set that aside for 1 month for his country. And when you look at who's around him, it's just pure quality. Portugal will get through and go to the semifinal.
This is where it gets tasty, man. And if it hasn't already been that, man.
Right.
This is, good Lord, can you imagine? We've done this. An Argentina versus Brazil semifinal matchup, man. Ay, man. This is what the sport is about, man. This is spectacle, pure spectacle. A Copa America final rematch, the biggest rivalry in South America, one of the biggest rivalries in the whole world. Neymar versus Messi. The storylines at play for this game, all of South America will for sure be tuned in to that specific match if that happens.
Yeah.
That's why I almost think it's kind of written in the stars for both these teams to eventually meet each other. One cannot win without facing the other at some point is the way I see this tournament playing out. And I actually have Brazil getting the victory here, bringing down this Messi-led squad that will have so much magic, so much fury behind them. Brazil is just too good, man. I see them too good. I don't know if I'm overestimating them at this point, but I just see Brazil as a ready-made team to compete for the World Cup title in the World Cup final. Brazil gets the victory here, and that Argentina-Brazil match goes down in history as one of the greatest matches in the sport.
My God, man. If that matchup does happen, which I actually low-key hope it does,
Right.
that game would be insane.
Yeah.
My God, bro. The pride on the line. Not just for those players, for the coaching staff, for two whole countries, man. The people will remember that game for the rest of their
lives.
lives.
Have they ever faced that deep into a World Cup? I don't think they have.
I don't know. I really don't know. But that would be absolutely ridiculous if that happens.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, I actually agree. If that does happen, I have Brazil winning.
Okay.
I do. I just want to put that out there. Denmark, Brazil. I think this is going to be a great game. I think if Denmark make it this far, they're going to get here because of their team, their teamwork, and they have so many good pieces. Lindstrom, Eriksson, Skovolsen, Delaney, that whole entire back line being led by Christensen and Anderson. I just think they have a really fun team, man. But Brazil.
Yeah.
But Brazil.
It's one of those tournaments.
It's going to be one of those. I think Neymar is going to have an incredible tournament. I really do see him just going absolutely off. And low-key, I think he'll amend the performances he had in 2014 and 2018. 2014 specifically because he got injured at this stage in the tournament. And 2018 just because that was a weird tournament for Brazil, in my opinion. I think now, knowing the players that he has around him, Neymar is going to relish at the fact that he's this close to lifting a World Cup, and he's going to go off in this game. Brazil in the final of 2022 World Cup.
So we both have Brazil in the final.
Yeah.
That's good. That feels good.
That does feel good.
That feels good. Okay. France versus Serbia. Serbia having a true opportunity to go to a final, man.
Yeah.
I made the comparison in the deep dive. Go check it out. Link in the description down below. I said in the Serbia video that I see the Serbian team as almost a 2018 Croatia type of team. Similar build, similar history in the lead up to this tournament with stars that had the potential to completely take over a game. Serbia is truly a stacked squad, and if their defense can come through for them, they can do truly special things in this tournament.
Yeah.
But I think the essence of that specialty ends in the semifinal to a French team that will be pursuing an even greater history of getting the first back-to-back victory at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Kylian Mbappe going for his second World Cup trophy before he turns 24, and Karim Benzema attempting to win the World Cup and the Ballon d'Or in the same year.
Yeah.
France makes it to the final, and I have Brazil and France concluding the tournament.
That'd be an incredible final.
Ooh.
That would give the people what they want, essentially. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. Two best teams, basically.
The two best teams, one in South America, one in Europe. Actually, kind of low key like 2014, like Argentina, Germany.
Yeah.
But this is like the modern version of it, essentially. That'd be so dope to see. I have France, Portugal in my semifinal. And I don't know. For me, I do actually see this game as a coin toss.
Okay.
I really do. Like, if I flip a coin, heads France, tails Portugal. That's how I see this matchup. I don't know who's going to win this game. This game might be one of those that's just like 1-1, 2-2, goes to penalties. Because I don't see a clear out-and-out winner. I think it's just going to simply depend on how the two teams won their previous game, how they're feeling going into this game, how they've done throughout the tournament. Then, if that actually does happen, I might have a better idea.
Yeah.
But right now, bro, I have no clue who's going to make it to the final.
Shit, you want me to decide for you, bro?
Low key,
Just
like
pick which flag you like more, man. I like that Portugal flag, bro.
Yeah, seeing that Portuguese flag in a final, a Portuguese-based final too. The Brazil Portuguese, and then obviously Portugal themselves.
Yes.
Holy shit, that'd be interesting,
Ronaldo
man.
versus Neymar.
Right.
Yeah,
but like Neymar would face Messi and then Ronaldo.
Oh my God.
If that would happen, like if we mixed our brackets like that.
Hey, that or Scholes and then Ronaldo.
Exactly, man. If I had to assume that France are in their best form and Portugal are in their best form. Everyone's flying. No one's injured. I think I'd have France going through. I think I'm going to have France going to the final. And I'll say this, though. Portugal will have a hell of a chance. If this matchup does happen, Portugal will have a hell of a chance. The only thing I see stopping France is going to be themselves low-key.
Wow.
Whether it's like maybe they get maybe Benzema gets a little too selfish, even though that's usually not how he plays, but maybe the moment's somehow too big.
Or Rabiot doesn't come through.
Right. Like somebody just doesn't come through, or are they really
a clog in the engine,
or they kind of get in their heads and like, shit, I wish Conte was here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that'd be the only thing that actually stops France. But assuming that they don't get in front of themselves, France to the final of the World Cup 2022, and they will play Brazil.
Dude, the same matchup for both you and I.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Different paths, but we got to the same point.
We got to the same point. It was meant to be, man. Brazil versus France, they faced off in 1998. France won 3-0. But now we're in the modern era of football, man.
Shit.
A completely new era. Brazil, Neymar showing up to the tournament with the hope and chance to become a World Cup champion, finally being able to bring that trophy back home to Brazil for the first time in 20 years. Yeah. Imagine what that would do for his legacy. You throw in all the other players. Vinny Jr. winning a trophy that young.
That'd be big.
Rafinha as well. Anthony, Paqueta, Fabinho, Casemiro, Alisson.
Alisson getting one. That'd be nice to
Thiago
see.
Silva getting one at the end of his career as well. Marquinhos, Dani Alves. Maybe that's why he got called up, man, to play a veteran role so he could lead his Brazilian team to the trophy. And on the other side, you have a French team that is pursuing greatness, man. This would become a dynasty for France if they are able to win 2 World Cups back-to-back. France has an opportunity here to cement themselves, man. Karim Benzema, I mentioned it, winning a Ballon d'Or and now World Cup. Mbappe as well, getting his second one. He could have an actual chance of getting 3 at some point then if he does that. Just the dominance it would show from France, man. From that point on, it would show that no matter what injuries they have, the French are just better, man. They're just better. To add that 3rd star to their flag, good Lord, man. What it would mean for the legacy of both these countries is truly, truly incredible. So with that being said, man, so much going into this game, I think this brings up a question of philosophy. I value the top level teams in South America more than you value the top teams in South America. And this has been exposed throughout our videos in the build-up, man. You're a big Europe heavy guy, and I'm saying that these teams in South America are too good to ignore.
Yeah.
I think it comes home to Brazil this time. I think Brazil will lift up the trophy yet again. They'll get, their 6th World Cup victory? The dynasty and dominance of the Brazilian side will once again show. It'll revamp that Brazilian energy and love for the game that we've known so much. People will be dancing in the streets. Neymar will be a true contender for the next Ballon d'Or.
He'll be a legend.
He'll be a legend.
He'll be a Brazilian legend.
He'll be a legend. He'll never have to buy a drink in Brazil ever again. This is going to ultimately conclude an incredible tournament for Brazil and South America in general. I think South America has arrived, and Europe will be taken down with France ultimately falling short. Brazil gets the victory. And hey, to point out a little bit of credibility here, In 2014, I predicted that Germany would win on South American soil. I'll show you guys the tweet as I talk. And then in 2018, I predicted one of the finalists. I had France and Spain facing off against each other, but I had Spain winning. So, hey, I have a little track record here of some sort of impressive.
Pretty good.
Something. It's something.
Yeah.
2022, France, Brazil. Brazil gets the win.
Yeah, man, I don't even know if I have much to add to that build-up. That was beautifully said. It really was one of the finest build-ups. If this final does happen, just like put that little audio take, like just put that in the stratosphere.
God, yeah.
Let that ring out to the people because that's the perfect way to describe this matchup. So much on the line, so much for the respective histories.
Yeah.
I like how you did that because that really is beautiful. But man, this is going to be an incredible game. If this does end up happening, this is going to be an absolutely banger of a match. It would be hard to not see Neymar, Vinicius, Rafinha, Gabriel Jesus, Casemiro, Thiago Silva. It would be hard not to see those players lift the trophy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I mean, all of those players are truly world-class, lead their respective teams at club level, and are some of the finest players on the pitch to date. But you said it before. I do value European football slightly better than South American football right now, here in 2022, in the modern era, if we consider it from like 2019 to 2022, these last 3 years, I've really seen a renaissance happen in Europe. And obviously, I know that a lot of Brazilians do play in the Premier League, for example, and they have led these lines. But that's how I see most Brazilians, mercenaries, players that come into a European team and shine because they have absolute offensive skill. But when I see a team like France, I see them as true cogs in a bigger picture. And I think that ultimately will be just enough to outdo world-class talent. And that's not to say Brazil's not a good team, because they are. We've seen what they can do in South America. We've seen what they do against lower sides. They demolish them. But it's because of that offensive prowess. But I think if France make it this far, it'll be because they have a complete team from back to front. And I also see a little bit more creativity in the midfield, especially if you consider a player like Griezmann popping off. I think he can find lines a little bit better than Brazil's midfield could, to be completely honest. I also rate Tchouaméni maybe as a better defensive midfielder and ball retriever than maybe when I make that same comparison looking at Fred or Casemiro. I think Benzema is a better number 9 than any Brazil have to offer up top, even maybe a little bit more so than Jesus. And that's another thing. If Brazil don't play Jesus, they're not going to have a true number 9. If they do play Jesus, well, it's been weird for Jesus in a Brazil shirt recently. So will he have that consistency for Brazil? Whereas Benzema's just been flying. I know he's a little bit of an injury, but if he can get going at this World Cup, he's going to absolutely shine. You already said it, won a Ballon d'Or earlier this year. You pair that with one of the best young talents on the planet in Kylian Mbappe, France, for me, will lift the trophy in World Cup 2022 in Qatar. Back-to-back champions. I can't believe I'm saying it, but if there is a team that can do it, it is this French team.
France does it for Soltero. Brazil does it for Reynoso. What a conclusion we will have to the tournament. If we actually get that final predicted right, we'll be sitting on two separate sides of the couch, brother. On two separate sides of the couch, just watching this game and lost in the moment.
Jesus.
I think regardless, I'm so excited to see what plays out in this tournament no matter what. I'm just ready to see good football. Yeah. I'm ready to see that international football play out and all the speculation we've had to finally see it mold into something true. We really quickly want to feature our producer Rudd, for his final 30-second popcorn predictions.
So who do you got, producer Rudd? Who do you got winning this trophy?
So this is a take coming from a producer, someone that has been here for all the deep dives.
Yeah.
And I just quickly want to say, respect Brazil, respect France, but football comes back home this year.
Yeah.
England, boys. 2022, England.
I actually kind of agree, because if England beat France in my predicted bracket, I have England lifting the trophy. I do.
And both of y'all had England at some point.
Yeah.
At a I feel like that's going to be a crucial match for either team.
Yes.
It could go either way.
Yes.
I just think that odds will favor England.
Yeah.
And that is all, folks. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Let us know, who do you think is going to win the 2022 FIFA World Cup? And remember, we're going to be releasing content every day, daily roundups at the end of every match to just talk about the matches that happened and talk to you guys online. So live streams and everything is coming our way this World Cup. Subscribe and stay updated with us, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace.